Alex Verdugo hit a home run yesterday against the Blue Jays in Toronto, and man, did he enjoy it. That ball has still not landed yet. The Reds offense just refuses to stop making comebacks, and the Mets, they're looking for their first series win in a long time. All of that in today's MLB Recap, a series in which we recap every single game almost every single day. And a reminder, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off all your tickets. Now, before we get into the games from yesterday, I want to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is me complaining about the All-Star Game and its snubs, because Whit Merrifield just made the All-Star team over Wander Franco, because the All-Star Game, what they prioritize is position over talent. It's the All-Star Game. I don't care if Wander Franco has to play out of position one inning at second base. He's been infinitely better than Whit Merrifield, but he is not going to be an All-Star. I just think that the All-Star Game is becoming less and less about the stars and more about checking boxes. Don't get me wrong, it's still fun, but when a top 5 player in baseball is not on the team in Wander Franco, or even someone like Fernando Tatis Jr., I mean, it makes me not want to watch. All right, the first game from yesterday, we have the Angels and the Diamondbacks. Mike Trout hit his 18th big fly of the season, which is a good thing because he struck out 3 times again. That is back-to-back games with 3 strikeouts. Carson Kelly, he's always raked against lefties, so that 2-run tater off of Detmers should not be a surprise. But that home run right there, even though Mickey Moniak has been playing out of his mind, it's still kind of shocking because Zach Gallen, he's no joke, and you're thinking, okay, Moniak, he has to slow down sometime soon. No, he's up to 9 home runs, 24 RBIs in 33 games. That is so sick. He's finally showing why he was taken #1 overall back in 2016. Reed Detmers, he settled in. He struck out 9 over 6 innings. He has a 1.42 ERA over his last 5 starts, and it wouldn't be a normal recap if Ohtani didn't hit a home run. That's his 31st home run. He's on pace for 59 home runs as a hitter and 261 strikeouts as a pitcher. What even did I just say out loud? Now let's see if the Halos can gain a game on the Astros, as a win would put them just 1 game behind the Astros for second place. Former Angel Andrew Heaney was really good for the Rangers. He went 5 shutout while punching out 8 on just 85 pitches. I don't know why he came out, but he was taken out in favor of reliever Grant Anderson, who has been pretty bad since his historic debut. He allowed a few to get on and eventually 1 to score on a Mauricio Dubon double. Houston, they added to their lead on a Chas McCormick base clearing triple in the 8th inning. Chas now has a 118 OPS plus, 8 stolen bases, and 3 outs above average in the outfield, so he is very underrated. Just like I think Nathaniel Lowe is underrated. That 2-run tank was his 9th of the season. He has a 134 OPS plus over his last 240 games. Altuve, he got one of those runs back, and instead of the Halos gaining a game on the Astros, both the Astros and LA gained a game on the Rangers, who are 4-6 over their last 10. You know who else gained a game on the Rangers? Seattle, which is crazy to say because they faced Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay came out swinging. Randy Arozarena, he is practicing for the home run derby. I think he's going to be in it. He's up to 16 home runs now. Isaac Paredes, he has 14 home runs, 53 RBIs. He has 34 home runs and a 126 OPS plus over his last 187 games. Eugenio Suarez, he cut Tampa Bay's lead in half with a solo home run, but Tampa Bay, they quickly erased that run and went on to score 6 runs after the first 3. But I already spoiled it. You know that the M's are going to make a comeback. There's an RBI double from Ty France, an RBI double from Jared Kelenic, who desperately needed that. He's been terrible for about a month now. Mike Ford, he ripped a 2-run single to center field, and Tom Murphy, he tied it up. It's 6-6 after that solo shot when Jose Caballero, he was hand-delivered a free go-ahead RBI. I mean, I don't know about free. He worked for it because getting hit is never fun. But that was the game. Paul Sewald, he has been lights out since last year. 2 more strikeouts. He has 16 saves. The Mariners just barely beat the Rays 7-6. Another 1-run ball game. We have the Twins and the Orioles facing off. Byron Buxton, he sent one deep in the first, but Cedric, he was flying out there. He leaped to make the grab. The Twins, they did get one later in the 5th, and that was the game's first run for a long time. Cole Irvin, he was finally decent. 1 run over 5 innings, and Sonny Gray, he went 6 shutout, lowering his ERA to 2.5 after allowing just 2 base hits the entire day. That's when Johan Duran, who had a 1.8 ERA coming into this game, he blew it. Aaron Hicks, he singled to center field, and a hit by pitch sealed Minnesota's fate. Felix Bautista, the Mountain, tore up another opposing lineup. He struck out 3 more hitters. He has 22 saves on the season. He has 79 strikeouts in 38 innings, which is just mind-boggling. Okay, so Cleveland is going to try and capitalize on Minnesota's loss, as a win would mean that both teams are tied for first place again. Andres Gimenez, that's a sight for sore eyes. He's been struggling offensively all season long, but he does have a 107 OPS plus over his last 11 games, so maybe he's waking up. Cleveland, they got up to 6 runs. We saw Ahmed drive in 2 on a single, all while Aaron Savali was out there cooking on the bump. He held the Cubs in check, allowing just 1 run over 6 innings, and I'm just going to say it right now, the bullpen for Cleveland has been scary lately. Not scary good. Trevor Stephan, again, allowed a run, and then Emmanuel Clase, he's supposed to be lights out. Both of these guys are, but they've been anything but lately. Christopher Morelli had that home run, and then Clase blew it in the 9th inning. Now, Clase didn't get any help from his defense, as Josh Naylor did boot a few baseballs at first base. Again, that does not help, but Clase's strikeouts are way down, the walks are up. So across the board, I'm worried about Emmanuel Clase. I don't care that he's an all-star or not. Thankfully, Naylor did make up for his mistakes, driving in 2 in the 10th, and Sam Hedges, he struck out 2 in the 11th, earning his first W of the season, so it wasn't a save opportunity or anything like that. The Guardians, they are tied for first despite being 41 and 42 with a negative run differential. The Braves are going for an 8-game win streak, and Luis Ariz smoked a double in the 2nd to make it 2-0, but on one swing from Atlanta's all-star shortstop, it's tied again. Orlando Arcia, he is making Braves fans completely forget about Vaughn Grissom. Wait, I read it wrong. That was not a tie game. Okay, now it's a tie game. Michael Harris scored on a Sandy Wild pitch, and Albies, he snatched the lead on a 2-run wall scraper that barely got out. He has 20 home runs, which is crazy for an entire season for a second baseman, let alone one single half. Spencer, I call him Spencer Strikeout Strider, struck out 9 Marlins over 7 2/3. It blows my mind that he's a starting pitcher with a career 13.8 strikeouts per 9. Travis d'Arnaud, he swatted a 2-run missile, and Iglesias, he wrapped up his 14th save. The Miami Marlins just got swept by the Braves. The Braves are first in OPS and third in team ERA. They are by far the best team in baseball. I think that Philly fans know they are not going to catch the Braves, so the least that they can do is keep up with the Marlins and try and take second place. It started off with an early fireworks show as Castellanos and Realmuto, they both were teeing off. JT now has a 31.6 WAR. Could he be a Hall of Fame caliber catcher over the next few years? Like, if he keeps this up for 4 or 5 more years, can he make it even without getting the 2,000 base hits? Anyways, back to the game. Philly leads 3-0. Okay, there is no more Philly lead as Stone Garrett tattooed a baseball for a grand slam. He has 9 home runs and a 123 OPS plus over his first 80 games. Jeimer Candelario, he has 39 extra base hits to go along with the 126 OPS plus after that home run. And Washington fans, they were grateful for that home run because Castellanos, he would have tied it on a double. He has 26 doubles, by the way, so Nicky Two Bags is officially back. Hunter Harvey, he sets down the Phillies as the Nationals beat them 5-4. Enough NL East talk. Let's talk about some NL Central teams, shall we? Because that division is way closer. Spencer Steer, he is legitimately turning into one of the best right-handed hitters in baseball. That 2-run 441-foot moonshot was his 13th. He's also hitting .285 with a .375 on base percentage. We all know he's a rookie, so let's talk about another Cincinnati rookie, lefty Andrew Abbott. This dude struck out 12 Padres, allowing just 1 run. He's down to a 1.21 ERA, and he has a 10.1 strikeouts per 9. Steer, Abbott, McClain, Ellie De La Cruz, so many young studs on that team. Andrew Abbott came out, and Tatis ruined any chance of Andrew getting a W. It blows my mind that Tatis is not an all-star. 16 home runs, 14 stolen bases, 7 outs above average in right field, but now it's a 2-2 ball game in the 8th inning. Cincy, they're going to try their luck with a pinch hitter, and it worked. Tyler Stevenson hit a huge 2-run home run for the lead, and good thing it was a 2-run home run because Diaz, he allowed an RBI double to Cronenworth. The Padres almost got back into it, but Alexis Diaz, he did settle down. He got it done for his 23rd save. The Reds beat the Padres 4-3. So now we got to see if Pittsburgh can get the job done and get the Reds back in sole possession of first place. Rookie Nick Gonzalez, he's going to rake in this league, in my opinion. He goes 415 feet for a 2-run long ball, and speaking of raking, William Contreras, he's been doing exactly that since last year. That 3-run shot gives him 29 home runs and a 125 OPS plus over his last 162 games, which is insane for a catcher. Milwaukee, they end up winning 6-3 after Devin Williams got 3 outs on 9 pitches. He has 17 saves, so the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds, they're still tied for first place. Remember how I said that Nick Gonzalez was going to rake? Well, this other rookie is doing just that. Jordan Walker, his RBI single off of Garrett Cole gave him a .301 batting average with the 126 OPS plus in his first 44 games. He's still just 21 years old. Andrew Kisner got a second run off of Garrett, but that's all that they can muster over the first 6 frames. The former Yankee Jordan Montgomery, he was really good versus his old team. He threw 6 2/3 with 6 strikeouts. He did allow a run, but it was an unearned run. Now it's a 2-1 game when Brennan Donovan, he pummeled a 2-run shot into the bleachers, and that's going to do it. New York, they're 5-5 over their last 10, and same with the Cardinals, as the Cardinals beat the Yankees 5-1. So because we just brought up the Yankees, what about some other AL East teams? The Boston Red Sox and the Blue Jays, they were facing off yet again. Devers, he knocked home Boston's first 2 runs, and then in between there was a Brandon Belt home run, but both of those were on singles from Rafael Devers. The Blue Jays, they kept fighting back, and again, it was led by Brandon Belt. He had 2 home runs in this one. The second was hit over that tall wall in center field. Now Justin Turner, he's going to get it going for the Boston Red Sox in the 7th with an RBI single. Verdugo, he put it in play, and an error from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. turned into a free run from the Boston Red Sox, and that set up this moment for Alex Verdugo. He only has 6 home runs, but he's basically hitting 300. He has 26 doubles. He plays sick defense in the outfield, and no way this is a real name. Joe Jock notched his very first save, setting down the Toronto Blue Jays 1-2-3 as the Red Sox sweep the Blue Jays. They're now 3.5 games back of the wild card spot. And by the way, Jarren Duran, he's hitting .305 after going 5 for 5 with 4 doubles in yesterday's game. One of the more unlikely outcomes of the year. I'm sure that this ruined a ton of parlays out there, but this is baseball that we're talking about. Anything can happen at any moment. The Royals almost put up a 10 spot on the Dodgers despite not hitting a single home run in this game. But again, they beat the Dodgers 9-1. This rookie, Maikel Garcia, he led the way. He went 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs. He has been so good in his debut season. Nicky Lopez and Bobby Witt Jr., they both had multi-RBI days as well. All of that support was for Brady Singer, who finally looks to be locked in. He held LA to 1 run over 7. He's only allowed 1 earned run over his last 13 innings pitched. Look at the Kansas City Royals on a nice little 2-game winning streak. The Mets are looking for their first series win in a minute, and this would be a big-time series because they're facing the Giants, who have been playing really well lately. Pete Alonso, he got a free RBI on a bases-loaded walk, and New York, they went up by 3 after Jeff McNeil put the ball in play, and the San Francisco Giants took care of the rest. Mark Canha, he ripped a home run, and then Tommy Two Bags Pham, he doubled again. He's hitting .360 with 14 extra base hits, 18 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases over his last 22 games. Now, the Giants did claw their way back into it after Blake Sabol crushed a 2-run home run, and JD Davis tagged his old team on a double. But Starlin Marte and Polar Bear Pete, they got all 3 of those runs back. By the way, that home run went 433 feet. Pete Alonso, even though he's been struggling, has 25 home runs and 58 RBIs. The Mets, they do get a series win. So every single team in the NL West has taken an L in today's video. So Colorado, they are the final chance to maybe get... Okay, yeah. Javier Baez said, no, you will not be winning today. That grand slam set up a big day at the plate for the Detroit Tigers. Kerry Carpenter, he got the Tigers up to 7 runs. So 7 runs on 2 swings. That was a 3-run home run after Javi's grand slam. Jake Rogers, there's another home run. And Spencer Torkelson, he's been so good lately. He's hitting .320 with 4 home runs over his last 6 games. He finally has a positive WAR on the season. Jake Marisnick, he sent out the Tigers' 2nd grand slam on the day, his 1st home run of the season. The Tigers are just 4 games back of first place. Even though they've lost a lot of their best players like Tarek Skubal, Casey Mize, Erod has been on the shelf, they're 4 games back. Paul Blackburn got burnt by the White Sox. Offense, terrible joke, but whatever. Even though nothing really crazy happened, the White Sox still put up 8 runs on the day. Eloy, he singled to make it 2-zip, and after Gavin Sheets got hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, Zach Remellard, I think that's how you say his name, hit a 2-run single. The 29-year-old rookie is now hitting .395 with 8 RBIs and 2 stolen bases in his first 38 at-bats. Eloy, he singled in another later in the 6th inning, and after that 442-foot blast, Jake Berger is 2 home runs away from the 20-home run club. He has 26 home runs over his last 118 games, which is stupid, but he has a .285 on-base percentage, so if he can learn how to take a pitch, he could be one of the best hitters in baseball. Brent Rooker, the A's lone all-star, almost matched Jake Berger. Now, again, I'm super happy for him because he just became an all-star for the first time ever. And Gregory Santos, he tried his absolute best to blow this game for the Chicago White Sox, but he got the job done as the White Sox barely squeak out a W, 8-7. That does it for today's recap. If you guys want to take a look at all of the standings in a nutshell, here is the American League, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw up the National League right now. We are halfway through the season. Let me know the biggest disappointments, whether they're teams or players. Let me know the biggest surprises down below because I'll be checking the comments today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.